Again.
From the top.
One time for your mind, from the tippy.
It's a grown man in the building. I don't think you're ready. Come on. We riding on some grown man ish. We step into some grown man ish. Conversation on some grown man ish. Put your hands up on some grown man ish. We puffing on some grown man ish. We sipping on some grown man ish. Come on. We vibing on some grown man ish. We loving on some grown man ish. I know, you know, that you're down with me. You know, I know that you're feeling me.
Thankfully, the general public don't realize that. They don't know what just went on behind the scenes. We just a couple of minutes late behind 9, but that's okay because we are here.
It's all right if they do. I mean, that's the beauty
Yes.
of a live podcast.
Absolutely.
You get everything live. We just want to make sure that we're on point. So when you are watching us, when you are hearing us, we just want to make sure that everything is everything.
Right.
You know, God is in the details.
Yes, he is.
That's what we always say. So we just want to make sure that the details are correct for our audience because the show is always elevating and we're trying to take it higher and go bigger and better places. So first of all, I want to shout out EQ Studios where we are live on Tuesdays, and the mural
Come on now.
that's on the wall
I know you see it in the background.
is incredible. The colors mean something. It's energy coming off of that wall. We've got nature over here, and I thought it was Erykah Badu
I know.
looking at me, and I got nervous because Erykah Badu came by me at the Monique show, and I looked in her face, and I went and called Yolanda. I said, boy, look.
Oh, Lord.
Somebody that I know why Common and Andre 3000's messed up. Some
about those eyes.
Something about them eyes.
Yeah.
And so tonight, all eyes on us.
Yes, it is.
Let me introduce myself. I'm just sitting over here talking, but I'm one half of the co-hosting team of Grown Man Conversations. And I go by the name of Tone X, all right? Can I get some hand claps for that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I would. I am the other half of this co-hosting team, and I go by the name of Y Square.
You do. And she is here, ladies and gentlemen. She is in the building.
I'm in the building.
Starting off our first show, the new season, Black Like We Never Left. We're starting off on a holistic vibe.
Yes, we are.
Which all of us need to tap into, and we've got a special guest here tonight. Yolanda, go ahead and introduce our special guest, please.
Yes, I'm excited to introduce our first guest for 2022, who is a sister friend of mine.
Okay.
And also an amazing holistic health and beauty life coach. She goes by the name of Ewonna Locklear.
Miss Locklear is here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I am elated to be in the building and just starting off 2022 with this subject of holistic healing. You know, just coming off the pandemic, it is so important that we're taking care of ourselves, our mind, our spirit, so we can just show up in the world and not show up with fear, right? Just in a fear-based mentality. So I'm elated to have this conversation.
I know. That was good.
One of the first words you use out the gate is fear.
Yeah.
And if you have been studying this pandemic, that is a method that is continuing to be used, and that's an energy that's being perpetuated on every individual. God and fear cannot coexist in the same space, but fear is the number one base foundation to control individuals and the masses. Go get the jab. Go get the jab. Go get the jab. If you don't, you die. If you don't, you're in the hospital. But you go to the hospital, you won't die. But if you get this, you got to get this. It's fear. And so now it's like, oh, I'm moving off of that energy instead of moving off self. So I'm excited tonight to hear what you're going to talk about and to see how it's going to affect me and Yolanda. Can I start off with a question?
Sure.
Can I jump it off?
Go ahead.
They say energy is everything.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
That means that, you know, we have matter and we have energy. Like, at the end of the day, we are energy beings, right? And so, yes, I can see Yolanda and I can feel her. But if you take her blood and put it under a microscope and you know, zoom it down, we are 99.99 energy, right? It's nothing.
Light.
right? And so, pure light, pure light. And so when we know that and we operate in that, that fear dissipates, right? And so it's just, when I think of energy, I think of life, you know?
Yes.
Energy is life.
It is life. It is life. And speaking of life, how are you, or how do you, as a holistic coach, help people with that life energy? Because you were talking about the pandemic and people being fearful of taking the shot. But there's some people who are fearful to even take a step toward their dream. Some people who are fearful to lose weight. Some people who are fearful to leave that job. And a lot of that starts internally, maybe, and holistically. So how are you helping people through your holistic health not only tap into what they need to do for their physical appearance, but tap into what they need to do for their inner appearance as well?
So that's a good question. So let me back up and unpack it a little bit. So I am a certified eating psychology coach. I'm a certified health minister of Hallelujah Acres, and I'm a certified life coach. Right? And so in eating psychology and being a health coach, I understand that food is medicine, right? When I think about food that comes from the ground, from the earth, it is giving you life, right? And so in eating psychology, one of the pillars are every eating challenge and body challenge has a brilliant wisdom. And so when I'm starting to work with people, eating psychology is one of my tools. So I'm looking at the way they're eating, what are they consuming? And a lot of times their eating habits can show me if they're moving too fast through life, right? A lot of times moving through fast can be scarcity mindset. And it kind of deep dives and goes into this whole unpacking of what is this wisdom? And so I may need to ask somebody, okay, why are you moving too fast, right? They could be like, I'm an entrepreneur, and if I don't eat, if I don't work, I don't eat, right? But one of the things I want you to understand is you are the currency. Right? You are the value. And once you're able to slow down and connect to who you are, right? And then that dream that you have, you're able to bring that to your dream. Right? And it starts to help dissipate that fear, because a lot of that fear is you don't know who you are. Right? And it may be a skill set that you need to learn, or something that you may need to learn that could be, causing a little bit of that fear. But a lot of that fear is self-doubt, right? And once you know who you are, a lot of that start dissipating.
Boy, listen, we are dropping the hand claps for that. For the dissipation. We are talking big talk over here tonight. Baby. We are talking big talk over here tonight. And one of the things that you were talking about fear and energy and what it keeps you from doing. It used to be a philosophy that fear drove you to do that you didn't think you could do, to do that you were, quote unquote, afraid of. Now it seems that fear holds you back. We don't seem to use that energy the right way. Is there a way that we could use that fear and that anxiety to push us toward what that is we're probably running away from or doubting ourselves about?
Could you use that fear? When I think of it like that, I think of that fear of trying to keep us safe. Like a hot stove. Like I'm fearful of that. So I'm gonna stay away from that. Can I use it to drive me? I think when you just get in alignment with yourself, you want to stare fear in the face and go forward. Especially me, I want to continue to step out of my comfort zone even when I'm scared. Right. So I want to continue to do it, but it also takes a different mindset to do that.
Right.
And so when you're having fear, I think at the end of the day, it's a good awareness that I'm scared. Okay, now that I'm scared, what do I still need to do?
And I think a lot of times when you have that fear, it's just because you don't know what to do.
Right.
You know, once you understand steps, and, you know, we always break the word fear down as false evidence appearing real.
Right.
So once you look into the face of whatever it is that you want to do or accomplish, you realize it's really not that hard.
Right.
And we end up holding ourselves back. And so I agree that it really starts with the inner mindset and the mind shift, because a lot of stuff isn't scary. And if you're sitting constantly feeding that type of fear or that type of energy into yourself, whether you're watching TV or watching a movie or watching the news, your real life will start showing up that way. And you'll be fearful to do anything, you know what I mean, and to make any kind of moves or progression for yourself.
Well, we are doing higher demonstration of learning and education on here tonight, because there's a difference between being educated and being trained in your thinking. Let's go back to fear. And let's flip it, because you have a background with eating and helping people get past that fear. You talked about food coming out of the ground and it being live. And what does that do for your body? It gives your body life. Well, what is the fear of letting go of all of those foods or habits that you may know that's not good for you, but still we have to do it? Grandmama got high blood pressure. Don't nobody say nothing at Thanksgiving when she put the ham on a plate. And then you say something to Grandma, she say, I know, but it's just a little piece. How do you break that kind of fear? And we're talking about food here.
Yeah. I think what happens is when we start taking those things out of our diet, we have to sit with what's real. Right? A lot of times we use food to numb out. They've become habits. So like you say, Grandma ate it, I ate it. And it's just habitual. It's a habitual thing to do. And so it's breaking the cycles and really understanding what is this doing to my body. I think a lot of times we have to get educated on what is it doing for my body. Is it serving me, or is it further feeding a dis-ease in my body, right?
Dis-ease.
We're either feeding a dis-ease or we're healing a dis-ease by the way we're eating. And so I really think it comes down to really educating people, and then them either deciding that they want to stop. And honestly, this is touchy, but sometimes, you know, you have to ask people, do they really want to be here? You know, because their mouth may say they want to be here, but their actions may show something different, right? And so with eating psychology, it really, really is a door opener. Like food is a door opener to really have truthful conversations and really have people to deep dive into their consciousness to see what's real, what's been laying dormant in the subconscious mind that you haven't been dealing with.
Wow.
Yeah.
That goes back to what we like to call shadow work, where you have to look inward, and a lot of us do not want
ready
to
to
go
take that walk.
inward.
Face
want to go
that.
see the past, bring it forward. We like to stay in our happy place, in our comfort zone, with our foods and our drinks and our drugs and all of that. And it's hard to let go.
Yeah.
It takes 3 weeks to form a habit, but it's so hard to let go.
I really think it takes longer than that, though. You know, just breaking those cycles, especially as children. We see adults, you know, do things, and now it's really embedded in your subconscious mind. You know, like this is just the norm, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's the thing that makes me feel better instead of sitting with, why am I feeling like this? You know, where did this come from?
And I think this pandemic, or being in the situation of COVID with people having to be at home or either getting laid off work or having to be at work or dealing with financial difficulty, that fear in major ways in which they didn't have, you know, and was walking around with this mask, this shell, like everything was okay, it showed up.
Yeah.
And it really, to me, tapped into people to where it either broke you mentally, spiritually, and some people physically, or you either, and I could kind of identify with what you were saying, Tone, is you took that fear and channeled it into a good energy. Because I think everyone was thrown off.
Yeah.
No one was expecting.
For sure.
But some people, the same way we say it's a choice that you can control your own narrative and wake up to be happy. Well, it's a choice that you can, buy into the fear and be stuck. Or you can realize that there's been generations over look at how many different things have affected the world.
Yeah.
That was a first. and they didn't deal with it. You know, they had never seen it or done with it, and they got through it.
Yeah.
And now we're here. So I looked at that as, okay, well, this is our generational time to deal with this
Right.
big thing that is affecting the earth and the world. And eventually, because if you do believe in a higher power,
Yeah.
you understand why we were created, why this earth, and what we're here for. So I never have a fear that man can destroy this earth or this world anyway. So those are some of the things that I use for myself to be able to get me out of the funk or be able to say, okay, you still got to keep moving in the midst of the chaos and in the midst of the craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are there steps that you can do? Because we talk about this, and sometimes, you know, like I have, you know, several people that I know that I'm close to that are kind of stuck. And they're in that space. And, you know, talking or motivating someone or encouraging them or being around them, giving them good energy, that's good. But sometimes that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
And here on the show, when we're speaking with experts like yourself, we like to make sure we give the audience tangible information they can take and apply at home.
Okay.
Are there some steps, and without giving everything away that we can sell, because we want people to come and email you and call you and you know, get within your program. But are there tangible steps, or are there things that you do if someone comes to see you that you can really help get that person with an alignment, not only innerly, but also on the outward and what they're, you know, putting in their bodies and health and all of that?
So I just launched my signature program, Loving Yourself Healthy. And one of the first things is we just talk about this whole journey is a journey inward. It's remembering who you are, right? And who you are at your soul's essence. We are love, right? We are divine energy. And so I think we have to really sit there for a while and help you to digest and assimilate that. Just like food, you got to eat it, you got to chew on it, you got to assimilate it, and then your body has to digest it so that you can get the nutrients from it. So even knowing that I'm loved, you can hear that, but sometimes that don't resonate with people. They be like, okay, so what that mean?
Right.
You know? But you are divine energy, right? I need you to sit and I need you to understand that. Like, we decided to come here to learn we're in the school of, the earth is a school, let me say that. And so we came here to learn and expand and remember and return back to, right? And I think when we really know that, we show up in the world a lot differently. So that's kind of the first step, right? And so as an eating psychology coach, I also work with digestion. What affects the gut affects the brain. And so if your eating is off and your digestion is off, you will have cloudy brain. So I could give you all this information, but you can't even focus and really get it because of your gut health, right? And so when we talk about the chakra systems, it's your solar plexus, your gut, right? And so it talks about your sense of responsibility, your self-esteem, you know, and remembering, again, who you are, your esteem, you know. And so going back to eating, that's why I think food is so important. Because when we start to balance out the microbiome and the gut health, right, we're starting to help the brain health, right? It's starting to allow the body to start to relax, right? Because the body is in a stress response from emotional stress, but toxicity stress. Like, the body doesn't understand stress. Stress is stress. So it could be toxic stress or emotional stress. And so once we start addressing those things and helping the mind be open and free and clear from toxicity, and you can think clearly, then we can start digesting those different philosophies and really understanding who you are.
Boy, it's getting deep in here tonight. You need your notepad. You need to write some of this down because it's deep. You're not going to sit there and try to memorize this. This is information that you put down and you go back to this because there's so many things I want to say. I have to condense myself and stay in the lane. I heard you say that chakra. That's why I had to reach up under that hoodie and pull that chakra stone out so we could try to stay aligned around here. And then you talked about the importance of food. And I was talking to you out front before we came in. And I said, I think if people really understood, if black people really understood the direct connection between what you put in your mouth and the effect that it has on your health, I think we would change a lot of our eating habits. But I think we don't understand that connection. Even you talk about live food and what it does, we still don't understand that connection. And I think a lot of times you got to go back and see how you've been trained, not educated, but trained to eat.
Yeah.
Your mama was taking you by McDonald's ever since you was a kid. You know, and now things like that are your go-to. And then if somebody points it out, it's a problem. You know, now it's a problem. As an adult, it's a problem. It's hard to try to get somebody to change their eating habits. I know you understand it. Me and Yolanda talk to people all the time, and they look at us like why would I give up a steak?
Right.
And
Or
even though you
chicken,
you
or-
break it down, even you go to the point of it's a live animal, it has a soul. They're like,
I don't care about none of that.
right. They like, but that hog though, them pork chops. And so, what do you think is a simplistic approach to having people understand the direct connection between what you're putting in your mouth and how it affects your body and your health?
So I think you have to understand the body, right? And understand a little bit of digestion as well. So when we think about the body healing, say you're dealing with a dis-ease, right? And I call it an uneasiness in the body, and it can be from high blood pressure to insomnia or whatever it is. Like your body needs to heal, right? And so digestion, it uses up the most energy to digest food. So especially like a steak, it's using so much energy to try to digest that food instead of repairing cells, instead of healing, right? And so when you're eating a steak, not only, especially if it's not a grass-fed, you know, they eating grass, right? Now you're dealing with GMOs and you're dealing
Right.
with
Chemicals,
right? And these things, it's just a domino effect. So there are pesticides that literally go in and push out iodine out the cells. And so there are women who are dealing with cysts on their ovaries and their breasts, having thyroid issues because they don't have enough iodine, right? They're not getting it in their diet, but then they're also getting this chemical in the meat, the pesticides that they put on foods, right? And those chemicals are further depleting us. And so when you think about changing your diet, especially when you want to heal, you want to shift, you got to understand, like, you're feeding your body toxins, right? The reason we get sick is toxicities and deficiencies, right? So I think when people start really understanding that and they want to heal, like, how is it affecting your life? Are you able to go to sleep? If you can't sleep at night, your body can't detox well and you can't heal. Right? So I think, again, once you get educated and you understand the body, it gives you something to think about of why I should shift, right? Because if that doesn't resonate with them, that's not going to make them shift.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
you can say they got a soul and it's like, okay.
Right.
Correct. Now, he got a soul, but he getting ready to be over here in this frying pan. Okay, I'm gonna cook it with soul. That's what.
Right, with some soul love.
About some soul food. Yeah. All right. Well, y'all seen
so-
Big Mama.
Exactly.
Big Mama, they cut that foot off. They
Come
told
on
Big
now.
Mama to leave that pork alone. Big Mama had to have it. Cut that foot right off.
Yeah, David.
Cut it right off. Listen, this is up in your face conversation, Yolanda, because she was like, the toxins in your body. And a lot of people don't go that deep with food. A lot of people take food and it's surface.
Yeah.
I'm just eating because I like it. I'm eating because my mama used to cook it. My grandmama cook it. And I'm just eating. And even when you go and people will come with this angle, they'll say, well, my grandmother ate pork. And you say, how old she lived? She said, my grandma lived to be 94. 94 healthy years? Or 94 where she had 7 bottles of pills and she had this medicine, and which one? Because your health is your wealth.
Oh, yes, sir.
So which just because she left aged a long number.
Right. The quality.
The quality
It's
of
about
life.
the quality
Right.
It is.
life.
It's about the quality of life.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I was just telling somebody earlier today, like, what I do today is for my future self. You know, when I turn 60 and 70, I want to be mentally focused. You know, I want to be able to remember things and talk and still, understand where I am. And a lot of
Right.
people, dementia and Alzheimer's is high.
Exactly.
And what I've learned is that all of those things stem from your gut health, right? And it's been low levels of that inflammation or that gut health not being healed, all those years, and then the dis-ease develop, right? But if we are mindful of those things, right? The same way you heal a dis-ease is the way you prevent a dis-ease. And then just with gut health, like this is a big subject for me too, because my first 3 babies I had vaginal, my 3rd baby I had a C-section. And so C-section babies, when they come out, they don't go through the vaginal canal to get those bacteria, right? And so then your baby have an ear infection. So you have people who gut bacteria has been off since birth.
Wow.
And then you wonder, like, why did they develop this disease so early? You know, it's because their gut bacteria has been off for so long, and nobody may have told them to, you know, take a probiotic or do the things to feed the gut bacteria. And so we aren't educated in that way, and then you get a prescription that further depletes your gut health, right? And then you just go in this cycle, and then you're not feeling well till, you know.
You realize that exactly.
You said a key word, probiotic. I was getting ready to ask about that, but is that why so many people are now coming into probiotics and people are pushing people, and it's all about the digestive system, but you touched on that. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
But those habits are hard to break.
It is. And I was going to say, but it's so right. And getting your mind thinking, you know, prepared for your later years. I remember at 48, it was right before I was turning 49, I was not feeling the greatest with myself. And even though I was showing up and would be somewhere, and, you know, if you saw me on Instagram, on social media out, I didn't look like anything was wrong, but I was really going through a battle with it. And it was because I would, you know, the hair industry is something I've been in for years, and I was the weave queen, so I always did my hair. Well, doing my hair and putting weave in my hair was eating it out. But I was still showing up and still had it bop, looking good. And at 48, I remember I was taking the weave out, changing it, and I remember all my sides were bald. The top of my head was bald. And I broke down in the mirror because I was like, if I want to take the weave out, I can. And I remember Tony used to say, take the weave out your hair. You could get, and he thought I had hair. And people, when I was wearing weave, thought I had hair, but I didn't. And it was not until I said, I've got to get out of this vanity world. I've got to start really putting in myself, because if I'm older, my hair is not going to grow the same way that it did before. What can I do to start making my hair grow? And that's when we started transitioning into the vegan lifestyle. That, I promise you, 2 to 3 weeks in, I saw such a difference in myself that I got the courage to go to Dorica's and get him to shave. I got the style that everybody had, where it was shaved on this side, and you put the weave and wear it over there. Wore that for a couple of months and felt like I had a cap on my head. Turned 49. We had the big party at the Harvey Began Center. You know what I mean? We was bop, bop, bop. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking it all out. The year I was 49, that's when COVID hit. We ended up going underground. I couldn't get to the hair store to get any weave. I ripped it out. And from then, I just saw, like you said, from feeding in my body what I should be eating, feeding in my mind what I should be thinking and feeling about myself, made me let go of so many things that I was so insecure and worried so much about, and was so... Well, now, honey, all this me. All this me, and I can twist it up with some grease and some water and some gel, honey. And bop, bop, bop. It hang. Yes, I'm gonna be extra with it. So you know what I mean. So I really, really only attest that to me changing my physical diet, which end up changing my mental diet for myself.
Right. And it also changed like your physiological response, right? Because a lot of I've seen, so my background, I've been a hairstylist and makeup artist for 20 years, right? And so when women get really stressed, it could put tension on our scalp and literally make our hair start falling out.
Yes.
Right?
And
So
that was literally...
not only just the hormonal things, right? If your pituitary gland and things like that off, but just the stress of life. And you just don't know how something that could be small to me can be very, very big to the next one.
Right.
Right? And she holds that in her body, and her body remembers that, right? And it shows up in different symptoms. Yeah.
Boy, let me get a hand clap for that. And fellas, let me say this to all of my fellas out there. If you're in a relationship and you see something positive that can enhance your lady, stick with it. It doesn't matter if she fights you on it. It doesn't matter how many years she goes against the grain. Stay with it, because the breakthrough is what you hear now.
Yeah.
And the breakthrough is the beautiful thing. Your analogy about your hair and what you're talking about the psychological effect of health boils down to the blueprint, which is anything God made is helpful to man. Anything man made will destroy man. Why do I say that? Well, when you go to CVS and you get a prescription and they hand you that bottle of pills, they're not trying to heal you. They're trying to allow you to cope with a dis-ease. Yep. And the doctor will tell you, well, you know, for the rest of your life, you're going to have to take this medication. You mean to tell me there's nothing that I can do to get off of this? So this is what it is. Now we go to what God made. Everything out of that ground is giving you life. You remember when your grandmama used to say, go back there and break me off a pine needle, some sassafras. And your grandmama make pine top tea. And she say, drink this. And she put the pine needles in there and boil it and put some, and you say, drink, you wouldn't know, drink this. And then you'd feel better. When you used to say, oh, grandmama's food tastes good coming out that garden. Right. You've been eating vegetable plates.
Yes.
Your grandmama wasn't throwing all that meat on every plate. You had get this corn.
Had to have some
get
color
these onions,
on that plate.
Get these collard greens. But it all came out the ground. She even showed you. Come over here. Let me show you how to do a garden. But we get away from that because of convenience. Oh, yeah. Because how the world is structured, the microwave society. But while we're doing the microwave society, we're doing the same thing that the microwave do to the food, to us. We forget about the essence. So what we have to do as a collective, as an individual, as a people, we have to start leaning to, studying, and going back to the essence. And that's what God put here. It
is. That's exactly what God put here. God also put some great people over here on this Facebook. Okay. Let me shout out Janie Frazier. What's up, my sister from another mister? Hey, Janie. What's up, Carl Miller? He says, amen, amen, bro. Exactly. What's up, Jacqueline Jones?
JJ.
Yeah, he said, what's up, Fax Tone? Okay. And Nalia Ali, she says, to all with the overstanding, Asa.
Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum salam, sis.
Stacy Parker, what's up, sis? Happy New Year. Thank you for watching and joining the show. Carl Miller says, fascinating discussion. He said, I can actually hear what you're saying. Okay. Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
You couldn't be able to hear us before, so.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he was like, kudos on the improved production, too. Oh, look, we always moving on up now. Sometimes we may have a little technical difficulty, but we do what we do.
Well, everybody has technical difficulties.
What's up, Tammy Hood? What's up, Dolores Weldon? What's up, Janelle? What's up, CJ Fields? And what's up, OGD Lee? And what's up, Henrietta? Got to give you all a shout out.
Shout out D. Glenn. I saw Son D that came in. I see Wayne. He's in here.
What's up,
Glenn
Wayne?
said, what you put in your mouth because 90% of the ailments people suffer from. And that is correct. If you know anything about Baba Dick Gregory, then you've heard him say several times, the top 5 diseasements in the black community can be controlled and dissipated, which means it could be gone by proper diet, rest, hydration, drinking water, and exercise. Those 4 things in a combination together could take away all heart disease, heart attack, high blood pressure, diabetes, all of these that we hear in the black community, that sits in the black community, we could remove that if we do something as simple as getting proper rest, drinking enough water, getting exercise. Sometimes you got to park the car.
You do.
Walk your ass to the store or use the steps. Get off the elevator. It's little things like that. And then, of course, the eating would change a lot. I mean, it'll change a lot. That's what you remember people say, oh, you living high off the hog.
Right.
I don't want to live high off the hog.
Me either. No more.
Okay?
No.
I'd rather live low off the hog. I don't want to live high off the hog. Because that ain't helping me out. And give me a hand clap for not wanting to be high off the hog.
I think now in this age, a lot of people know what to do. Now the question is, why aren't you doing it?
And I think that comes from accountability. You have to have sometimes an accountability partner. I know an accountability partner works. I work well with an accountability partner, whether that's with you, at the house, you challenging me to do certain things, or us challenging each other, or if
Or
it
who
is my trainer.
I was joking.
Oh, I was going
I'm
to
a
say,
comedian.
it could be your
I'm still a
trainer,
comedian now.
going to work out with your trainer, or someone like yourself, putting yourself
Absolutely.
around someone who is not just going to...
Positive energy.
and not just going to let you go along with whatever you say.
Yeah. So as a health coach, we'll talk about the foods that you need to eat, but now we want to talk about like strategy. Like, why aren't you doing it? Are you being too busy? Do you have the habit of not completing? Things like really just seeing
That's me.
what in your life that needs to shift, right? Because what you do with one thing, you do with everything. So
Say that
that's
again.
What you do with one thing, you do with everything.
Yeah.
So how you showing up with your food and how you take care of yourself, where else in your life are you showing up that way?
Yeah.
Right? And so, for me, it's the whole holistic approach. So not only are we talking about food, let's start cleaning this up, because this can be a stressor that's causing you to numb out to eat these foods, right? Or, you might be bored in your life. A lot of people don't know what their desires are, what they want to do, or how to do it, and they just go through life day after day doing the same thing, and they're bored. They know they want something else, right? And so this is the quick thing, to get a glass of wine. Now, don't get it twisted. I like a good glass of wine.
Yes.
But when we're doing it to the capacity that it is starting to affect our body and break our body down, then it becomes a problem.
And when you feel that that's what you need in order to function, or in order to get into that space to make you do what you need to do. Yeah.
That's where you get the term functioning alcoholic from. Functioning drug addict. It means I can go through my day to day and mask it, and it's not causing a overt problem to the point where, something's wrong with him. But the minister says excessive sex, excessive drugs, excessive eating is a escape from reality of something that's bigger. So when someone says, this COVID thing killing me, and they got a tub of ice cream,
Right.
they
You
be like,
killing yourself.
this how I escape it.
You killing yourself. But
Well, you know what? Eat your ice cream. But when you wake up in the morning, all of them conditions that made you eat the ice cream today,
it's still going to be there.
gonna be there tomorrow. It's like when cats used to fight in school. And they'd be like, why they get in a fight? Oh, his girl did so-and-so. And I said, okay. Well, here go the thing. After they finish, the same problem about that girl still going to be there after the fight. So you addressing the wrong thing. And I think that's what we're talking about here tonight. That holistic word throws a lot of people off.
Yeah.
But we're addressing things the wrong way. And it's never going to, my mom said never say never. It's not going to get better.
Right. And sometimes people, you have to get that checkup from the neck up, meaning you may need to get your feelings hurt.
Ooh.
And whether you can take your feelings getting hurt from a loved one, someone that's in your circle, or whether you can take your feelings getting hurt from a loving individual like Ewonna. But sometimes we need that mental shock to get us back into the headspace to get back into the game.
Yeah.
And to go ahead and do what we do. Because remember, a lot of times, especially in our circle, we're talking to adults. So we're talking to people who have had 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years to get your ish together. And if you still circulating doing the same stuff and coming up with the same scenario, an issue and reason as to why you're not moving, you need to check yourself.
A checkup from the neck
From
up.
the neck up.
Absolutely.
That's hard. A lot of times that's hard. Getting it from somebody who cares about you. Because a lot of times when you get a checkup from the neck up, it doesn't sound like they really care about you.
Right.
Yeah.
Until you sit back and evaluate what they're telling you. And understand, if someone didn't care, if someone didn't love you, then they wouldn't waste their time
Even telling you.
you this. People tell you things so that we can emit longevity.
Yeah.
I want Yolanda around as long as humanly possible. I would like for you to be around as long as human possible. Myself. So we have to implement change and a course of action. Like you said earlier, do something today that will make yourself in 5 years be proud.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna give myself some hand
Give
claps.
yourself
Right
some
there.
hand claps on
Right,
that.
that's
And
grown
so,
man
and
tips.
so
Get that book.
As a health coach, that's what I do. It's about the accountability. It's about you looking at the different areas in your life where life is asking you to grow, and remember who you are and help you walk through that, because it isn't hard. It is hard to hear the truth, sometimes.
Right.
But when somebody is able to give it to you from love and you feel the love, because you can have a parent or a spouse tell you something, but behind it, it's a little anger. It still could be the truth.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But it's a little anger and it hits you a little bit different. It's like, I can't hear you because of that energy. Right? But when somebody give it to you in love and they show you that compassion and they teach you how to have that compassion for yourself, you receive it a little bit differently. It's like, wow, okay, let me really go in. Right? And then when we have that mindset and we understand that, then we start understanding everything outside of us is a mirror of our inner world.
Uh-oh.
Right? And so if it's or that person that may be on your nerve, or you just right? Okay, what a part of you is that you?
Uh-oh.
Right.
Right? And so when you get to the space where you can sit with that and really start evaluating yourself, like that's growth, right? And
Absolutely.
then as you start growing, it just everything starts shifting.
Yeah.
Everything starts shifting.
Yolanda,
that's
what's
what
the
it is.
philosophy? There are no others, just reflections.
Yeah. Just if you see
There are no others
just reflection.
because we are energy. We are a spiritual being in human form. We are not human beings in a spiritual form.
Right.
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Right.
Not at all. And if we were to understand that, I think we would move
Differently. Yeah. Let me get some of these comments over
Get
here
'em.
on Facebook.
Get them.
Janie Frazier says a lot of people don't believe in themselves enough, so they have to work with their mind and thoughts. And she was like, once you learn to manage your thought process, then you can make the changes you're looking to seek. Tammy, what's up, Tammy Hall? Shout out to Tammy Hall. This is Tammy Hall, birthday party, Tammy Hall. Shout out, sis. She says this is an awesome topic. And then Vet Jennings, thank you for joining. She says this is an excellent show. But absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, it starts with self and within self. And beating yourself up or giving yourself that checkup or giving yourself that tough love is not always a bad thing. Your hand is right in front of the camera, baby.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I know, right?
live, baby.
Tone, y'all see Tone hand right in front of the camera.
But the shea butter got my hand looking nice though. You ain't see no cracks.
Got your hand looking good up there.
Moisturized. Thank you, Sheena. Alpha male nail care.
Right. I forgot what I was saying.
Get back on track, mama.
I know, but I forgot the thought that I was trying to make. So that's okay. We can keep it going.
You all right?
I'm definitely all right.
No, I mean you all right to keep it moving, Yolanda.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump across that table in a minute.
Yeah, but watch your hand in front of the camera. Do your other hand.
Eat well.
Yeah.
Just stay well.
well.
All right.
Absolutely.
You getting the camera out of focus when you
Mama.
do that. You're getting the big camera out of focus, I'm
How
saying.
is the big camera out of focus?
Because it's focusing on your hand. That's why.
I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it together. You see what they're trying to do to me.
Y'all
All
see-
right, this is what happens when the two ladies get together. They always try to throw that energy
on now.
over here on the grown man. I'm just trying to read
Right.
what the people are saying. Trauma triggers change.
Yes.
A lot of times. Would you agree with that? That's what somebody said.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes you on a journey, and it can make you or break you.
Do you have to hit rock bottom to get it? Do you have to hit rock bottom to
Some
get
people
it?
do. I think some people do.
I was gonna say some people do.
Yeah.
Some people they definitely do.
Yeah.
Because if someone is always there to save them and they haven't really
Yeah.
did the work themselves,
Yep.
then they're always dependent on somebody else and not going inward.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know where this came from as a child, but I just remember telling God, like, you don't got to give me nothing traumatic to make me.
Girl, I don't like drama or trauma.
Like, as a child, I
Right.
just remember thinking
Yes.
that, So even
Yes.
now, it's like the preventative. I think, different situations in my life have me here where I am and led me on this path. But, even now, I listen to my body. I'm in tune with my body. We're in different seasons, So I'm in a season now. I have 4 kids total, but 2 little boys, you know. When I only had 2 kids, you know, it's kind of like an 8-6. But now, you know, with all those people and a lot of things, it's a little, it's a little different.
Yeah, you know, it's right there in that 6-8 number now. Like a scratch
But
off.
it's
The numbers is popping. Numbers popping around here.
But I said that to say in different seasons you need different systems, right? And so you just need to know where you are and just continue to listen to your body and go inward in any season that you're in.
That's what I be trying to do with you, Yolanda.
What?
Trying to listen to your body and go inward. But you be fighting me off. Listen, I wanted to say about hitting rock bottom, okay? There's a philosophy that says God doesn't mind if you hit rock bottom because 9 times out of 10, he created the rock. There's also a philosophy that says there is no good news or bad news. It's only what your mind tells it to be. And that's all about perception and putting things into perspective.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we're doing here tonight. If you truly believe that your health is your wealth, then you would truly believe when Lil Farmer, which is Styles P of the Locks, who's a vegan now, and he's got the juice bars, and he's got the farms where he grows his own food, and he looks incredible compared to how he used to look.
He sure does.
Love it.
And he was just talking, and he was just saying, a man with $25 in the ATM is far happier than the man with $20,000. And what he was saying in his analogy is, with that $20,000, if your mental and your energy ain't right, it's a lot of stress that's gonna come off of that.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna be in the hospital
Yep.
with 20,000
Yep.
or 20 million. This guy with $25 ain't stressing about that $25. He is happy and grateful that it is $25 in there. And he's fine with that. You would never know he only got $25. Where you would know this guy has a lot of money in the bank because look how he's acting. Look how he's stressed out. Look, it's always a problem. That's why they used to say kids in Africa didn't know they were poor until you told them.
Yeah.
Because growing up, looking around, listen, they are happy with everything that they have. And then you come over there, you be like, well, they ain't got nothing.
And
Well, to them, they have everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything. They
And that's-
do. Their happiness.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the mindset and the mind shift on that.
You can't put a price on happiness. They don't sell peace in Walmart.
No.
They don't sell peace of mind in CVS.
You know, so going back to the essence, right? Knowing who you are and then operating your business from that space, right? Because abundance is your birthright. Like, money isn't bad. But when you're able to call it in and allow it in from a place of alignment, it takes that stressor off instead of you trying to force and push and make things happen. That was something that I had to learn. I've been an entrepreneur since I came out of high school, you know, and even pivoting into the coaching space, I was trying to force it. It's like I knew all this information. I've worked with this man who's cured himself from colon cancer, you know, over 60 years ago, and I just want to, you know, tell so many people and trying to do the strategies and get things done. And I had to fall back and just, okay, I got to be in alignment. I got to make sure, you know, I'm good and making sure that I'm in the right space. And as I shift, I see everything shifting, you know. So that's been my experience. And so I want to be able to share that.
Yeah.
Help people, especially in the entrepreneur space, because you ain't building anything if you ain't building
If you don't, exactly.
That's great
And
that you want to share it.
Yeah. And I like to call it, what I call it, for me, it was, because, you know, I have conversations with some of my girlfriends or with some people, just people in general, and they're like, well, what is the shift? You know, and how do you get in alignment? Like, what is it? And for me, it was realizing or understanding the law of attraction. And so knowing that those things that I'm ultimately thinking about, worrying about, and feeling inadequate about are the things that are showing up for me.
Yeah.
And I was manifesting more of that energy instead of manifesting the energy that you know what I mean, to have to be able to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
So I think also realizing too that, like you said, not only with the mind shift and with realizing who you are and the value that you are as your own human being and as that own person, Dad, I hate when I do that. And I had something profound to say at the end too.
That's a good
But
idea.
just the law of attraction, knowing that you can end up willing and bringing some of those energies and those things that you having. And if stuff isn't working, look back at yourself again and say, what am I doing
thinking?
that?
I got
That
something
may be
profound
causing
to
this
say.
not to work.
I got something profound to say.
What, baby?
Change the camera angle. Because when they
Okay.
can't see me, they can't see
They
my
can
hand.
see you.
Change the camera angle.
Got you. And the BIM, so we can come over to us. Oh, that was smart to do. So look, want to definitely let people know where they can follow you. If they want to get in touch with you and get some of this holistic health and beauty coaching, what do they need to do to follow you, get in touch with you, get an appointment with you, and all of that?
All right, so you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at I am Ewonna Locklear. I do have a freebie on my Instagram page where you can enter in your email and you can get on my email list and stay in touch because I will be launching Loving Yourself Healthy again at the end of March. And I also do one-on-one coaching, so you can always inbox me and I can forward you my booking link and we can set up some time to do a consultation and just see if we're a good fit and how I can serve you and help you in putting your body in the right state to heal. And so I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
And say it again. What is it?
I am Ewonna Locklear.
And spell it for them for those who might need some help.
Okay, I am Ewonna, EWONNA, Locklear, LOCKLEAR, and it's all one word together.
I'm going to read you some of these comments. Fem Girl Productions is on here. D. Glenn says you only get one temple. You have to take care of it.
Absolutely.
TJ Life says, and you're going to be congested off of that cow cream. And Queen B said, Lord, yes. And D. Glenn said, cow cream is only for calves.
What's cow cream?
Milk. And listen, I did a blog. Go to v1019.com and look at the blog I put up last week, the 5 things you need during a snowstorm. And milk.
Cow cream was one of them?
Milk was not on there.
Oh.
Water is on there.
Definitely need
And
some water.
We're not even going to get into that tonight, but just go and do the research. Milk is only good for the calf. Now, if you walking around here and you watching us tonight and you got 4 legs and some horns and you moo, and ladies, I ain't talking about the sound you make when your man get good to you. I'm talking about if you a cow, then cool. But if you not, what are you drinking it for? If milk does the body good and it makes the bones so strong, then why are there so many elderly people with canes and walkers and they bent over moving like this? Because they've been drinking milk all their life. It's what we've been taught, and what we've been taught is not necessarily correct. His story is not our story. So I don't know why the bread and the milk be gone. You can leave that milk up there.
And all the vegetables are
Leave
there.
that milk up there. Get
Because
some
I
water,
go get 'em.
And go over there to the produce.
I'll be
and get
tearing 'em
some-
up.
Yolanda, you can take that off my face. Because
Well, I mean,
right
I
here,
changed the
I don't like
camera.
the way this
Well, come and sit back down, baby.
because
And
I'm
then,
doing my hand. Okay.
well, look, we about to go into the segment, and so I need the little music. I need your theme music behind this little thing. Okay. Okay. Well, Lord have mercy. Do y'all see?
Dairy is a killer. Okay, that's the kind of comments we getting over here.
Okay.
We are divine energy extension set and altar. Yes.
We'll come back over because we have in this last minute segment, which is something new that we're going to start doing in 2022. We have, but I'm trying to wait for Tone to come over here so he can be my theme, do the little ting-a-ling-a-ling or some music behind it. But we have this segment called What's Your Thoughts? All right? Okay. And so we got to start it off and do it right, Tone. So we got to say, what's your thoughts? And then you play one of the little ting-a-ling-a-lings or something behind it. So on this segment, for those of you who are watching, and for those of you who are watching, please, you can send in what's your thoughts. You can send it in to GMC, Growing Conversations at gmail.com. And what it is different topics. It might be a topic. It might be a situation, a scenario. But what we're doing is we'll ask our guests this, and this is what goes on within the last 5 to 7 minutes of the show. Okay. So let's say our thing. What's your thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, I like to play it all the way.
Like
out.
that right there.
Okay, so on this one, we want to know what your thoughts is, and of course, it could be any topic, random topic. This one is actually something that is going on big in social media, and also on the news, on Entertainment Tonight, and all of this. Me and Tone saw it on TV, and we were talking about it inside. So I don't know if anyone online, and we want to hear what you have to say on Instagram or on Facebook. You can chime in on this too. So I'm sure everyone has seen Kanye and seen what he's been doing. Now that I guess Kim has gone on with Pete Davidson. He was somewhere and he punched a man, knocked him out. Some man wanted to take a picture with him. He punched the man. Also, then he just went on a Twitter rant the other day. He put up a video where he was talking about Kim wouldn't let him see the baby. And then he went on, I forget the gentleman's name, but he's a vlogger. Is it Jonathan or something? He's a famous vlogger. And so he did an interview with him talking about what the family's doing and this, and he was saying he's going to be that voice to speak up. A lot of black men, or a lot of men in general, kind of go through this, and it looks like, the man is doing the wrong thing, or it's the man, he said, but he's not. He's going to be that voice, or he's going to speak up, not be quiet. Mm-hmm. What do you think about his rant and what he's doing, and do you think it's necessary for him to do that and to speak up on a public platform? Because his thing is, he's calling the security, he's calling the mom, he's calling Chloe, and no one is letting him in to be able to get to see his child. So he felt that, and I thought it was not bizarre, because Kanye does bizarre things, but the fact that he is a big celebrity, a huge, known name, and he does have a family, and to have those kids and to put this on front page, I felt like it really must be this. Like, Kim really must be tripping behind the scenes in order to take Kanye to this level to speak that. What are your thoughts about that?
That's a lot of things.
That's a stack.
I know, right?
That's a
It was, but
That's a lot of things. I think Kanye has been hurting for a very, very long time.
Since his mother passed.
Yes, absolutely. And, I send much love and positive energy to him, that he definitely gets some type of healing, to be in the public eye, if he's hurting, he's already been kind of abandoned, and so to take away his children, and him just being, in that space he's in, it doesn't surprise me, that he's acting out in that way. But I really don't know how far he think that's gonna go, They're in the public eye, so any publicity is good publicity. So they'll, I just really think that brother just really needs to take some time and go see the shaman.
He need to come talk to
He
you.
need to go see the shaman.
He come talk to you, mama, because he might go on that ayahuasca.
Right.
Yes,
Okay, it might tell him.
I think he has. I think he's tried it. I think he's tried
His
it.
name was Jason Lee.
Jason Lee, yes. Thank you. I knew it was something with a J. Wasn't sure if it was Jason or Jonathan.
Queen B says, I think he knew how to get them to move. Kardashians don't like bad media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ty Light said maybe it's extreme, that's number one, but when it comes to your kids,
Yeah.
sometimes it's no rational thought process in the moment. So
Yeah. I agree with that. The rants that I've seen him do in the past, I thought were kind of crazy, especially when he did the Donald Trump thing and was doing all of that. But on this, I saw a hurt father. I saw his feelings being hurt, that his wife has found someone else, because I feel like he has built Kim up to be who she is today. And I do believe he loves his children.
that's his first mistake.
I think he's dealing with some mental health stuff, and also the loss of his mother.
Yeah.
And so because of all of that, and I feel like Kim knows him, there's certain things, not saying that she should, take any of his BS and his, craziness that he does. But when you understand the sensitiveness of where he is, crossing the line and putting him over the line, so making him go through hoops to get to a birthday party to see his daughter, that could send him into a space to do something like that.
Let me tell you my angle on Kanye. I am not going to talk and put him in a negative light, because everybody that's watching this podcast could be one tweet, one post, one incident away from you reacting in a manner where people say, well, that was crazy. Number one, the media controls the narrative. Kanye doesn't control the narrative. Did they play the whole interview in its entirety? The gentleman was with him a whole weekend. Did they play everything and talk about everything? No, it's edited. Because you only have so much time on Entertainment Tonight. You only have so much time on the show. Even when you see the Kardashians, it's edited down. And you get that. The media controls the narrative. The media can swing this any way that it wants to. We are all on the outside looking in. None of you have Kanye in your contacts. None of you was called by Kanye and told to come out to the ranch so you can come to the listening party. We're not privy like that. So guess what we do? We doing what everybody else is doing. We're listening to Kanye. We're seeing what's going on. We're seeing how the narrative is, and now we have to formulate opinion. The court of public opinion is the worst court that you can be a part of, because all of us got an opinion, but what do I say on my radio show every day? Ain't nobody judging. You ain't on trial. So when it comes to your children, yes, thinking is different. I don't know if his mother-in-law tried to keep him from the party. I don't know if Kim, I don't know. He said the security guard, his daughter said, let's go upstairs, Dad, I want to show you something. The security guard was like, well, you can't go upstairs because Pete Davidson was there. And Pete Davidson, they said, handled it in an upstanding manner. He just eased out. He just left. Because he did. So it's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of moving parts. But I will say this: I never thought that Kanye took the time to grieve over the passing of his mother, and that is a trauma trigger that he has not dealt with. Maybe Yolanda right.
Yeah.
Maybe he need to go to Costa Rica with me and do them 4 ayahuasca ceremonies and talk to his mother directly face to face.
Absolutely.
And get some things worked out and then come back in a different energy space, because he won't even see the things that he's seeing now the same way. He won't even come back with the same energy. He will be vibrating on a higher energy plane. So a lot of the things now that's bombarding him, he will miss that. And he will look at people different, and he will also understand. I heard a philosopher say this, and I didn't believe him. I said, this is a lie, until I started thinking about what he said. He said, there's no such thing as a problem. When people say, oh, man, I woke up this morning, my heat was gone, man. There's no such thing in life as a problem.
That's good.
It is a situation that life hands you. Is part of life. Your cable got cut off. That's not a problem because you can't watch the game. That is a situation of life. But if you backtrack, is there something that could have prevented that
cable from getting cut off?
You know? So it's not a problem. And we can turn it into what we want to turn it in. Prayer, positive energy is what you need to send out to Kanye. This is something that again, we're talking about shadow work. We're talking about going inward. Yes. And out there, we talked about that 3-letter word that has been with you since you was about 6 or 7 years old and has moved you through life, ego.
Yes.
He wrote a song that said, I got a big ego. Everybody got one.
Did,
but it's what your ego tells your soul. And a lot of time, your soul is trying to get back, and the ego be like, hold up.
Right.
We got this. We don't need you coming in. I got him. Do. And then he do something. You say, man, Kanye crazy. No, he's not.
And then they say Kanye's a genius, and then he's brilliant.
Most geniuses and people that they consider brilliant are right there on the borderline.
Yep.
Einstein, they looked at him like, boy, what?
Right.
They're still trying to understand how he got E = MC squared. But he was crazy.
Yeah, and he got it to do it.
So they say.
Look, let me say a couple of these comments before we go that are on Facebook. What's up, Mary Jane? Thank you for joining.
Jane, I love you. Okay.
She says, he is fake. She said the day before he released his song saying the kids are bougie and unruly. He also had a separate party for Chicago after the Kim Kardashian party. She was like, he's seeking attention, period, with the T at the end. Janie says he definitely needs to get grounded and find his place in peace.
Shadow work.
Then we also, Stacy Parker, she says, I hate to be biased, but coming from a sister, or going from a sister, Amber Rose, and then Kim has showed me his imperfections based off of popularity when his back is up against the wall. She was like, if he's not in the limelight or AKA the media, then it's not about him. Kanye seeks attention.
Did she say Kim a sister?
Yeah, I guess she said,
Kim
yeah.
Armenian.
Yeah, well, I guess she was saying coming from a sister, meaning Amber Rose, and then going to Kim.
Oh,
yeah.
And then where did he go now?
Now he back with another one.
Huh?
With another one. I want to call him another one.
He right back with
Yes.
the dominant society.
Yes. And Carl Miller says, from what I've seen this past year, pretty much all celebrities have been playing a part in a production.
What did
They
Kanye
think they doing a movie?
What did Kanye say on Gold Digger?
She's
Something, but then you turn around, she leave your ass for a white girl.
and that's what he do. Look, he spoke his own words into reality.
He did.
He's manifesting his
You gotta
own
do
stuff.
that shadow work.
Yeah.
We
You need
call
to
it
come see
rebound.
Ewonna.
We call it rebound ass. Is what we call the little girlie with. Now that's what we call it. That's rebound.
honey.
You cannot try to find nothing that equates to what you had.
That looks so corny.
Okay, so now you all up. Okay, Kanye, do you? But let me tell you this right here, and I
Right.
want all the brothers to listen to me because I heard you say something about, and he thought he built Kim up, and so that's your mistake,
Right.
fellas. Let me tell you what you're supposed to do. Some relationships are not gonna last forever, and that's okay. If you can foster a friendship from it. You can be friends for the rest of your life. You don't have to be in a relationship. That's okay. No one ever said all relationships work. Only in fairy tales, once upon a time. And Rapunzel wouldn't even let her hair down for the boy to come upstairs. So even in the fairy tale, okay, sometimes that go to the left,
Right.
all right? This is what we're supposed to be doing, family, my nephews. When you're with a woman, you are supposed to be instructing from what we talked about earlier, the God place.
That part.
Instructing from the God place, giving energy from that. So, in case it does not work with you, the next gentleman whom she is in a relationship with should send you a thank you card. And he should say, listen, brother, whatever you was talking to her about, whatever you showed her, whatever you poured into her, I want to thank you because so many problems have been alleviated because your mindset was not permanent. Your mindset was temporary. Temporary can turn into permanent. Permanent can't turn into temporary. You can go get a job and they say we only was going to keep you 3 weeks, but we want you to stay the whole year.
Right.
But you can't be nowhere 20 years and then they say, well, you're done. You say, well, it's only 20 years. No. The 20 years ain't temporary.
Right.
Okay? It ain't temporary. So if you go in the mind state, well, I'm a builder up, I'm a fixer, you can't remodel
No
a
human being.
You can't remodel God, what God did. This is the closest thing you got to God on the face of the earth because y'all two are the only ones that can give life in this room. If we start looking at you like that,
Yeah.
our mindset starts to change. You ain't building nothing up. You are enhancing
Right.
what's already built up.
Absolutely.
Now, if you got something and it's too much square footage, you can downsize. But when you go by that house, you can still say, that's a beautiful home structure. I just don't live there. It was too big for me, but that's still a beautiful home.
You better speak, Malcolm. You hear me? You better look. He don't walk. He don't walk
Hit the
that.
button.
And they said, like you supposed to hit the button. I don't even know which one to hit.
Applause.
I don't even know which
applause
one.
booth.
I'm trying
Right
to see
here.
which one to hit. Come back in though.
I can't do
Look,
no more after that.
I know that's right. The people on Facebook, Stacey
Malcolm
Parker
clapping.
say, Tone, speak.
Malcolm clapping right
Come
now.
on, Malcolm
clapping
and Martin
right now.
Luther King.
Well,
Martin Luther the King, both of them clapping.
Yeah.
So look, Mary Jane says, look, I guess this is Mary Jane said his new boo got a diaper bag booty. Wait a minute. Mary Jane, stop.
leave that girl alone. She doing her
Said
best.
she got a diaper bag booty.
Ain't nobody gonna be like Kim. So you know what I
Right.
mean? Leave that alone.
Come on, and Kim got some injections up in there to help her out.
Right. Kim made payments on that.
Come
Is
on
that
now.
natural?
No, it ain't natural.
Okay.
Oh, what, my hair? Yes.
I know that. I'm talking about
Yes.
Kim now. We on Kim.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my hair.
And Chloe looked like a whole new picture. Remember they put that before and after picture?
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, she did.
Chloe looked like a whole nother person from how she started. You know how they like how it started, how it ended? That's two different people. Like, her 10-year challenge is amazing. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Number one, that 10-year challenge ain't for everybody. I've been seeing some of your pictures. Take it down. And number 2, none of y'all ain't got nothing on Bruce Jenner's 10-year challenge.
Come on now.
Ooh.
Right.
If you can top that, let me see it.
Bruce Jenner can put it up and shut the whole internet
Bruce
down.
Jenner put that picture
He
up.
went from a man to
What?
a woman.
You can't. What you gonna do to that? Frida can't even do that. You already know. She can't even mess with that. She can't even mess with that.
Not at all.
And on another note, you will not hear Sean Carter talk like Kanye about Beyonce and his children's situation.
Come on
I bet
now.
good money on it.
I guarantee good money
on it.
You would never hear LeBron do that either.
What you say?
You would never, ever
What you say?
hear Braun James talk about Savannah like that.
I already know
It's
that
not
post.
going down.
You saw what LeBron James put up the other day. Savannah put the little post up and she was, she was getting ready to go out. And she was like, makeup by me. And, LeBron say, God damn. He say, lucky me.
I know that's right.
He say, boy,
Nice.
I look at this and be like, that's mine? He said, man, I'm gonna look. And if that's not how you look at your lady, you don't need to be a billionaire to look at your lady like that. You can look at your lady with $25 in the ATM, because most of the time $25 gonna have you talking like that. Billionaires ain't got that talk, but you can see that boy been with Savannah. You can see it.
Yeah.
And you can hear it, and you can feel it, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that at all.
I ain't mad at it either. OGD Lee says,
I'm looking at you right now in that little top, and I'm saying to myself, "Good God!"
he told me tonight, he said, yo, tell somebody
OGD Lee, OGD Lee, don't be over there staring from that wheelchair. I can feel the vibes. You over there just like this, right? You like this?
OG, right, wheelchair mafia.
OG like this, right?
But look what he say though. OG talking about old girl, Kanye girl, the new girl, the white girl. He said she might have a diaper booty, but people eat pancakes. What?
You see what we're dealing with here? You see what you a part of tonight? This is what you a part of.
Come on now.
Wait a minute.
Come on now. That's funny. But no.
Kim can't even sit down because of the butt implants. Don't do that to her. I've seen her sit.
Right.
I've seen her sit. I've seen her sit. Yeah.
But no, thank you again, sis. We have enjoyed you tonight. Thank you.
We hope
for
you've
being
enjoyed this
a
too.
part.
Your energy is great. You got to come back.
Yes, definitely have to come back.
We got to do a part 2 with you and dig deep.
Yes.
And I'd like to say this before we go. Some
What?
comical relief. Kanye, go call Tracy Ellen Ross. Now, God damn it, that's what you
know,
need.
she a baddie.
That's what you need, baby. A little
Tracy is
older,
a baddie.
little older.
baddie.
Okay, she ain't gonna take that shit from
she's
you.
49. She ain't 50 yet. She's
Yes, she
49.
is.
No, she's not.
I just looked on her birthday. I was
she
like,
must
I'm
just
older
turned.
than Tracy Ellen Ross. I was like, okay.
Yeah, she's 49.
Yeah, well, that's what you need. You need an older baddie that ain't gonna
Right.
take that shit, okay, and gonna keep you all right. And listen, Tracy Ellen Ross could take your mind off Kim in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Or Tracy Ellen Ross, because she put up a picture on Instagram sitting in the bathroom, and I don't know why.
Yes.
God told me don't even look at it. And I turned the stove.
You did what?
I showed you, and you talking about,
the booty?
Yeah, I was talking about, nobody want to see no Tracy. But let me tell you what she said.
I
You
said,
can hit the floor.
what if I do that then? Let me do one like that. Can I do it?
And what did that conversation go into? Why is Tracy Ellen Ross at this stage in her
He said she's
life
thirsty.
taking pictures like this?
With her butt.
Because she thinks, because of that last name, and she looked nice, and she
Right.
got that body, she ain't in no rush for no marriage. She ain't in no rush for no relationship. I
Right.
can still do this and get them.
Right.
But mama is going to run out one day.
Right.
You're going to sit on that sink in the bathroom, and it ain't going to look the same.
Right.
Okay? And I'm telling you what I know. I'm just telling you what I know. But in the meantime, keep taking them.
Right.
Keep
You
taking
so
them.
crazy.
It's the audience
Bad
out there.
girl.
It's the audience out there. And let your mama take one too. Because I think Diana turned Michael out.
I believe so.
Diana, yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Dirty Diana. No. So that's what that song was for.
I believe so. Mike said, shoot, I didn't know what to do. Mike had to look, what are we doing?
Look,
I'm
George
leaving Michael
Allen
alone.
says she can change his mind in 72 hours.
Who said that?
George
What,
Allen.
Tracy Allen?
Yeah.
You can
We're
forget
talking about Tracy Ellen Ross.
Yeah,
Carl Miller.
you can forget about old girl. That's what she'll be. Old girl. Boy, look. You want to even be? You want to even be Kim number? It'd be
It'll
like
be
old,
old
me and old girl.
Me and old girl. Yeah,
we
we all
working it
right.
out.
We gonna get it together.
That's funny.
And Tracy gonna get you out them goddamn boots too, them space boots. Kanye be looking
Come
like he
on
on
now.
Mars.
And he had a face mask on.
Looking like he had to
the
rob
old man.
somebody. I say, what's wrong with Kanye now?
He need that self-healing. He needs to
And
go
them
see
boots probably
Ewonna
cost
Locklear.
$2,000.
Right. Y'all go tag Kanye. Say, go see Ewonna Locklear.
Please.
She can help get him holistically back in mind
Ewonna,
and
don't you, let,
stable.
don't you let Kanye look at you now and get, because they say, don't you do it. Goddamn, Ewonna, be strong. I got you.
Don't drink the juice.
Don't Ewonna,
And Janelle
be strong with her.
Janelle Rogers Smith, she says, my husband and I enjoy the conversation tonight. Thank you so much, baby, for joining
We
the show.
enjoyed bringing it
We
to you.
enjoy, yeah.
When you have
We appreciate you guys so much.
good energy, good intentions,
Yes,
Right.
Absolutely.
you formulate that with great guests, you can't lose. It don't matter about the technical aspects.
Right.
It don't matter about the delays. Man, when it comes together,
It comes
together. And I remember Rodney Perry's mother saying this before she passed. She would always say, something happened. We'd be like, oh man, we trying to get there. And she would say, it's just a divine
A
delay.
divine delay.
That's it.
It's just a
right?
divine delay.
Everything in divine.
It's just a
timing.
divine delay. When that thing come together, it come together.
It
Because
comes
now
together.
I don't really want to go. Now you know, if you can tell when I want to go. Why? Because
LeBron be on.
Bron play at 10:30.
Yeah.
But he played last night. Miss Whiteside, if you're watching, I apologize that we had to beat your son's team. But it's like that sometimes.
Right.
But he not playing tonight. So I could stay here all night long.
Look.
My son got a 2-hour delay tomorrow for school.
Yeah, school got a 2-hour delay.
He ain't
And
thinking about
Ewonna
sleeping.
didn't even drink her wine, so she
Right,
didn't drink
and
her
you
wine,
ain't
but
finished your shot.
Okay, well let's go ahead. Let's
Now look at what you got. That little communion glass that you drinking.
I know. I got it. It was good too, though. But no, thank you all seriously for joining, for watching Grown Man Conversations. Y'all realize we are in our 5th season, which is big, and we have been in Charlotte now 4 years, so going on 5 years. And we started Grown Man Conversations when we came back,
Used to be at
kicking it off at Sports One.
Never forget that.
From there, then went to Zoo for a while, and we were there at the boutique store doing the shows, and now we're here at EQ Studios.
And we love it here.
And during the pandemic, we were at home doing it from the house. And you guys have continuously tuned in and listened to the show. And even if you didn't catch it live, you may go back and rewatch it. And we really appreciate y'all. We thank you for that. And make sure you go to Grown TV Network, which is a Black streaming platform, Black-owned streaming platform where you can watch, of course, recap of the shows along with other amazing content that is on that platform. And when you do that, you're supporting not only the content creators there, but you're also supporting a Black business. Also, Grown Fit Wear. Tell them about Grown Fit Wear. Shout
Grown
out.
Fit Wear. You don't see us, but we see you. Something that is new and it's classic and it's timeless. Great color patterns, the material, the craftsmanship. We put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this. And the ladies, we've got the athletic two-piece sets that look so good. I mean, these things look so good on you ladies, and you can switch them up. And fellas, the track suits, they're unisex because the ladies look good in the track suits too, and the way we make them, it enhances whatever you have going on, and the colors are great. We got new colors that are coming out. We've got 2 new colors right now in the female athletic sets, the black and white, and we have the gold and black and white. Listen, go to grownfitwear.com. grownfitwear.com, and please check it out. It's all about support.
Yeah.
Polo and Gucci and all of them. If you think that they started one year and then at the end of the year they was like, we killing it. No, they were scratching their head too.
Right.
Until the support came and it was like a TikTok video. It went viral.
Absolutely.
In the world of fashion. So that's just what we're trying to do. Also, if you do not have a copy of my book, Grown Man Tips, my first book, I'm proud of that. Continuously stays sold out. And I'm proud of that, which means a lot of people are really loving what I put and the energy inside the book. You can get that. You can go to tonexedutainment.com.
Yes, you can.
tonexedutainment.com. Also, Laugh It Up Thursday is coming back.
Coming back.
And we're coming back big, heavy. February 17th.
February.
Of course, February is Black History Month.
Ooh.
And the 17th is the week of Valentine's. So look at what we're doing.
Yes.
I've got 2 females that, listen, you don't want to miss this show. We were supposed to be in Raleigh this past weekend with Monique and Corey B. The show is sold out, Yolanda.
Yeah.
There are no tickets.
Yeah.
But because of COVID,
Yeah.
Omarion up there dancing again.
That hoe.
So they had to postpone it, all right, to a later date. But I got Corey B. You might not could go to Raleigh and see her.
But you can
But I
come
got her
to
coming down here.
Stats.
Also, I think I'm locking in Sweet Baby Keita. Boy, listen, if you don't know,
now you know.
Sweet Baby Keita say, I make people laugh, and I make people laugh, and I hit young boys. So this is her philosophy. You don't want to miss that. I'm talking fun. I know funny, and this is funny, Yolanda. But look at how we doing it. Laugh It Up Thursday, the Black Her Story edition, not his story, not history. Her story edition.
I love it.
To
Come on
banging
now.
females. YSProsENT.com. YSProsENT.com. Hosted by yours truly. Music by $1 Million DJ. And of course, the house band got that Southern Go-Go on lock, King Lee
And Iconic Truth Band.
And there will be some more surprises, and they'll all be females.
Yes, you better be in the
More
building.
surprises, and they'll all be females. Miss Locklear will be there.
Yep.
Now, she's not going to be doing no readings in the corner, but you can get her information
Yeah.
firsthand.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes.
And
birthday
Chris-
celebration.
Oh,
My
yeah.
birthday in February.
Yes,
all right
that need
then.
to be the birthday spot.
Who after
What are the birthday
Capricorns? Because
spots that we
Capricorn
go
last
to?
day is the day. Who start tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
Who start tomorrow?
Who's at the top?
Well, what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Y'all don't start tomorrow? No?
No.
Well, who
no.
before y'all?
Trying to
Can
think.
somebody put up on the screen
Yeah,
who's
who's
next
before
after
Pisces?
Capricorn?
Yeah,
Because
who's after
Capricorn last day
Capricorn?
is the day. The 19th
Yeah.
starts something else. I know it ain't Scorpio.
And Chrissy Watkins, she says, Ewonna Locklear, you're amazing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, awesome. And thank you, Chrissy, for watching the show. She's also said that it was a great topic today.
Aries is next. The Ram.
Yeah, she said she truly enjoyed the show, loving yourself and healthy. She was like, you are amazing. So awesome.
you.
So
Thank
me and
you for
Yolanda
joining.
going to go home tonight. We're going to take Miss Locklear's advice.
Yes.
I'm going to work on going inward and see if that works. I'm going to try.
Inward, like what you gonna do? Tell
You
me.
always got to do.
Well, you telling the people you gonna go
They got
inward.
it.
You
And then
telling them
Then you got it.
what you gonna do. I want to know what you gonna do, honey.
You gonna be awake?
Yeah, I will be
I need to
awake
put
for
my
this one.
headphones on.
No, you
No,
don't.
this grown man conversation, so we can talk about it. We grown up in here. We can do this.
If I can catch it before she, put that pillow
Aquarius.
between her
Thank you,
legs, go down.
Thank you, Vet Jennings. Thank you.
If any of you females
Thank you,
sleep
George
with
Allen.
a pillow in between your legs, God ain't in you.
Yeah, I sleep with a pillow in between
God
my
is
legs.
not in the
and
room.
I know
You
I'm
hear
not
me?
the only lady. I know some other women out there who sleep with a pillow in between their
God
legs.
ain't in the bedroom if you got a pillow between your
Only
legs.
when I was pregnant.
Oh,
Right, Yolanda, ain't nobody doing that.
Maybe
Like a safe lock.
I'm still carrying some
Like a
babies or
chastity
something
belt.
somewhere.
She got trauma. She needs to talk to you.
Or maybe just need an adjustment.
I think I need an adjustment.
I'm trying to do that. I've been trying to give you an adjustment. God damn it, I can't catch it. If she roll on the side, she know it's over.
Okay,
Once I
baby.
get her like this, right? Bam! Last night, tell them what I tried to do.
Oh Lord.
I was on the floor,
I
and she pulled the covers over
you know
Ewonna.
how you feel a presence and you feel
So I was
he
pulling
was
the cover,
out. He
but
done,
she couldn't see me.
I couldn't
I was on the side of the bed.
he up on the floor, up on the side
she
of the
looked, she got
covers.
looked up, and I did like this. I
What
said,
are you doing? And he gonna get up and roll and then walk right out the room. I was like, what are you doing?
almost had her. Almost had her.
He be sneaking
Almost
up on me
had
like
her.
a thief in the
Almost had
night.
LeBron was winning too, boy. I was feeling good. I'm about to show
my
her something.
God.
Little
That's
celebration.
Stupid.
Little celebration.
He's so great. Celebration, bitches. All
Thank
right,
y'all,
well,
man.
thank y'all again for joining. We're really about to go this time, but you know we're gonna leave out with our theme music so y'all
It's a
can.
grown man in the building. I
Oh, think you're ready.
Come on.
Peace and blessings, beautiful
Riding on some
people.
grown man years.
Tuesday night,
We
9
step into some
p.m.
grown
We'll be
man
black
years.
at you, inshallah.
Conversation on some
Thank you
grown
for your
man
support.
Yeah,
Put your hands up on some grown man years.
more new guests,
down.
more hot topics, more great
We
conversation.
Right,
sipping on some
don't
grown
forget,
man
the
years.
big deal coming
We
on.
vibing on some
Big deal
grown
going
man
on.
years. We loving on some grown man years.
2,000 followers.
Oh yes,
Friday.
go follow
I get on
Tony.
that there. If you're not following me, I'm not asking for money. This ain't a GoFundMe. Let's go to your smartphone. Go to Instagram at Tonix Comedy. Hit that blue button. Ladies, I've been saying it for a year and a half. You know what happened. As soon as you hit that follow button, you go up one cup size. It's science. I can't explain it, but it's science, okay?
Look,
Go
George
do it.
Allen say suffocating the yoni with that pillow. I ain't suffocating it, baby. I be keeping it leveled up. The pillar actually keeps it open.
Suffocating it.
So that
You was
way
right.
you can slide on up in there from the side.
I'm muting the mic.
On some grown man is. We love